Due to some distribution delays, Marvel Superheroes cards are all over the countdown this week. Welcome to another episode of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. This video is sponsored by Flipside Gaming. Check out flipsidegaming.com for all your gaming needs. Right now, you can order Marvel Superheroes products there, pre-order the Hobbit products, or find a vast number of other great items on their website. Remember, shipping is free in the US if your order's over $100 or consists only of singles. Just look in the description or comment section below for direct links to their site. Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends, and welcome to another edition of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. As I said in the cold open, there are some key in-demand Marvel Superheroes cards spiking because distribution delays have caused them to be harder to find than anticipated. However, most Marvel cards are plummeting in price as they get into circulation. Now in this video, I didn't include the Marvel cards moving down in value this week since there are a ton of them, and it will probably take another week before most cards settle into their proper price points. Today though, we're going to look at all the other cards that have moved at least 20% and $2 in either direction. In total, we'll see 2 cold cards moving down in price and 14 hot cards moving up. Quickly before we get started though, just a couple fast things. I do want to say thank you to 2 of our viewers who gave Super Thanks tips last week, Mark Vonbank and Todd Branch. Thank you both for all your support with the Super Thanks tips, with your long-term support on Patreon as well. I truly appreciate you both. Thank you again. And I also want to say thank you to one of our other gold patrons, and that is Thomas Wright. Thomas, thank you so much for your support on Patreon. Truly, I could not do this without viewers like yourself, so thank you again, Thomas. And now, without any further ado, let's get into it. We'll begin with the top 2 coldest cards of the week, and let's jump in with a card that's down 1 spot this week to number 2, Stone Calendar, down 433 to 1617. That's a 21% decrease. This reserve list card doesn't see much play to speak of, and if you're a regular viewer of the Market Watch, you might remember the Stone Calendar spiked aggressively due to a targeted buyout at the end of May. At that time, I said the price would go down when the purchased copies are sold back into the marketplace, and that's what's been happening over the last couple weeks. And our number 1 cold card is Grafted Skullcap. The 7th edition copy's down 286 to 369, that's a 44% decrease. The Urza Saga one is down 885 to 569, that's a 61% decrease. This spiked a few weeks ago when the 10 rings for Marvel Superheroes was revealed. Since then, I think people realized that the combo of Grafted Skullcap and the 10 rings just isn't that great. Plus, more copies of this entered the marketplace as sellers tried to take advantage of the higher price point. That lower demand and extra supply have caused the decrease you see here. Alright, on to the main event, the top 14 hottest cards of the week. We'll get started with number 14, Dr. Octopus Master Planner, up 266 to 567, that's an 88% increase. This has been in Commander builds around Norman Osborn, and with all the new villains from Marvel Superheroes products, those decks are seeing more play currently. Dr. Octopus is also moving up because it's a great upgrade to the Marvel Superheroes Doom Prevails Commander deck, and it's being used in fresh builds around the front-facing Commander from there, Dr. Doom King of Latveria, and to a lesser extent in builds around Loki the Deceiver from there too. Number 13 is Cybermen Squadron, up 359 to 2122, that's a 20% increase. This is from the Doctor Who Masters of Evil Commander deck. It was seeing a little commander play in decks around cards like Urza Chief Artificer and Urtet Remnant of Memnarch, for example, but now Cybermen Squadron is being used more thanks to a card from Marvel Superheroes. It's moving up now because of the extra commander play it's seeing in builds around Ultron Artificial Malevolence. Number 12, the 10 rings, up 428 to 1625, that's a 36% increase. Here's a Marvel card moving up in price simply because it's seeing a good amount of play right out of the gate. I'm seeing some players trying this out in Modern Eldrazi-tron, plus the 10 rings is in a new modern build around Psychic Frog and Sheoldra the Apocalypse. It's also getting a good amount of commander play and builds around some other Marvel cards like Tony Stark / the Invincible Iron Man and Ultron Artificial Malevolence, for example. Number 11 is Caltrops, the Urza's Destiny copy, goes up 348 to $20.78, that's a 20% increase. The one from 7th edition is up 501 to 2026, that's a 33% increase. This had been seeing some commander play and builds around cards like Sonic the Hedgehog and Indoraptor the Perfect Hybrid, for example. However, Caltrops is spiking now because of its interaction with one of the new Marvel Superheroes cards. That card is Bruce Banner / the Incredible Hulk. If the Incredible Hulk attacks with Caltrops in play, you basically get endless attack phases and an increasingly larger trampled creature. As you would imagine, Caltrops quickly began appearing in commander builds around this card. Alright, quickly before we get to our top 10, just a fast reminder, this video is sponsored by Flipside Gaming. Check out flipsidegaming.com for all your gaming needs. Right now, you can order Marvel Superheroes products there. You can also pre-order the Hobbit products, or find any number of other great items on their website, magic related or otherwise. Remember, for orders over $100 or consists only of singles, shipping will be free in the US. And if you're looking for a direct link to their site, just check out the description or the comment section below. I do have links posted in both of those places. And now, without any further ado, let's get to the top 10. Coming in at number 10, change of plans of $5.57 to $15. That's a 59% increase. This is from the Streets of New Capenna Obscura Operation Commander deck. Notice that it allows several of your creatures to connive, so you can probably guess why this is moving up. Many have been getting change of plans to upgrade the Marvel Superheroes Doom Prevails Commander deck, while others are using it in fresh builds around Dr. Doom, King of Latveria from there. Number 9 is Didgeridoo, about $5.90 to $20. That's a 42% increase. This reserve list card has recently seen a bump in play thanks to the pre-modern format, and that's what has caused the price increase you see here. It's typically a 3-of in the pre-modern Isn't Minotaur deck. For 2 weeks in a row, this was number 4. This week it drops 4 spots to number 8. Norman Osborn up 744 to 1784. That's a 72% increase. This has appeared in the 99 of commander builds, like the ones around Kefka Court Mage, for example, but more importantly, it's a popular commander for villain typal decks. Obviously, this is heating up now because of all the new villain support found in the Marvel Superheroes products. The Marvel products have brought plenty of new tools for commander builds around Norman Osborn. However, this is also a good upgrade to the new Doom Prevails commander deck. I'm also seeing players getting Norman Osborn for fresh commander builds around Dr. Doom, King of Latveria, and to a lesser extent around Loki the Deceiver from there as well. Number 7 is Swordsman Steel, up $7.92 to $30.64. That's a 35% increase. This is one of the Marvel Superhero Jumpstart cards, and it's been pretty hot this week. It's moving up in part because Jumpstart product has had some distribution delays, along with commander decks, welcome decks, and bundles. Now that alone is not enough to spike this card. A lot of the cards from those products are still going down in value quite a bit this week, but there is some demand on this one since many commander players are interested in adding it to their equipment-centric builds. For example, I'm already seeing Swordsman Steel in commander decks around cards like Tony Stark / the Invincible Iron Man and the Mighty Thor, Jane Foster. Number 6, Black Widow, Agile Avenger, up $12.75 to $23.23. That is a 123% increase. This is from the Marvel Superheroes Avengers Assemble Commander deck. As I said a moment ago, there have been distribution delays with the new commander decks, and that's part of the reason this is spiking the way it is. However, it's also a Boros card that allows you to draw, so commander players are interested in this, and I'm seeing it appear in several decks already. As you would imagine, it's found in fresh builds around a couple cards from its precon, the front-facing commander, Captain America Team Leader, and Director Nick Fury. Plus, I'm seeing Black Widow, Agile Avenger, and commander decks around Daredevil, Man Without Fear, and Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. from the main set. Number 5 is Hulk Brutal Brawler, up $15 to $45. That's a 50% increase. This is from the Marvel Superheroes Green Welcome deck, and as I mentioned, the Welcome decks have had some distribution delays as well. Again, that's part of the reason this card is spiking aggressively, but there's also some demand for it. Commander players are interested in Hulk Brutal Brawler, and I've already seen it in builds around Hulk Strongest There Is from Marvel Jumpstart, and Bruce Banner / the Incredible Hulk from the main set, for example. Number 4, Iron Man Modern Marvel, up $18.25 to $48.24. That's a 61% increase. This is from the Marvel Superheroes Blue Welcome deck, and yes, the distribution delay is behind this price spike too. Again though, it also takes demand to spike a card, and commander players have been putting this in their artifact-centric builds around Tony Stark / the Invincible Iron Man from the Marvel main set. Number 3 is Cave-In, up $18.47 to $37.91. That's a 95% increase. This very old one-print wonder does see a little pre-modern play. Sometimes it appears in the sideboard of Teamer Madness there in order to deal with aggressive matchups. However, Legacy is the format that's causing Cave-In to spike this week. Bryant Cook featured a new version of the Epic Storm deck earlier in the week, and it runs 4 copies of the Fantastic card from the Fantastic Four Marvel Superheroes Commander deck. The deck also runs 1 copy of Cave-In in the sideboard, since it can be retrieved with Burning Wish and played for free to help you activate the ability on the Fantastic card, while perhaps clearing out some potential blockers. Now, Bryant did mention that he wasn't sure if this would stay in the sideboard or if it would be replaced with something else, but for now, Cave-In is hot. Number 2, Captain Marvel Shooting Star up $25.01 to $37. That's a 209% increase. Marvel distribution delays strike again. This is from the new Jumpstart set. Again though, it's a decent commander card, and I'm seeing some players getting Captain Marvel Shooting Star to upgrade the Marvel Avengers Assemble commander deck, while others are putting it in fresh builds around Captain America, team leader from there. And finally, coming in at number 1, Stronghold Gambit up 34.43 to 36.33. That is a 1,812% increase if you're doing the math at home. This rather old one-print wonder has been known to see play out of Reanimator sideboards and pre-modern. However, it's the Legacy format pushing Stronghold Gambit's price this week. Legacy just got a shake-up with the recent banning of Candelabra of Tawnos, and the Reanimator builds there have been performing well. They typically run 4 copies of this in their sideboards. Stronghold Gambit gives them a way to cheat their creatures into play in post-board games where they know they're going to be running into graveyard hate. Cards like Thoughtseize and Unmask are used to pave the way for this when necessary. Keep an eye on Stronghold Gambit's price. As long as Reanimator decks continue to use this, it could move up some more, at least until it gets reprinted. Alright, that's going to do it for this episode of the Magic the Gathering Market Watch. Now tomorrow, we're going to be back with a Magic Arena stream. We're going to play some Marvel Superhero Draft, so I hope you can join us for that. Until next time though, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give us a like and subscribe, and have a great day. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is made possible through the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Check out the description below for links to our Patreon page as well as our Amazon affiliate store, where a small percentage of all sales will also help support the channel. Finally, if you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the new videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon, and have a great day.